Welcome aboard, Guardians. The background gameplay within today's video holds a key point within the topic. I sat down and completed a strike with Dado and Bife, with a major twist. All of us were using our warlocks. So why is this possible? Please note that all the raid information we are about to talk about is from an MMO-based speculatorial analysis, and what we know from strikes. Bungie has not released much information on raids alone at this given time. As the alpha has come to a close, the influx of content and gameplay will be an ultra rise, and at the top level of quality. As I'm sure many of you know, the strike known by the name Devil's Lair appeared within the first look alpha, allowing many people of the community to play, and strive to do something new or get a faster time. However, how do strikes differ from raids in Destiny? Raids are usually at the top of difficulty, creating an unparalleled gaming experience through skill and teamwork. The cap as of now to fireteam members participating in raids will be 6, showing the difficulty of PvE battles. As of strikes, they're more laid back and allow for you and your friends to have a good time and not worry nearly as much, but still enforcing communication and teamwork. Unlike raids, the cap to strikes is 3 guardians. Both strikes and raids require skill, but varying amounts may apply. Both also have mini objectives before the main boss battle at the end, showing the most difficulty. In raids, objectives usually increase in difficulty as you progress. Within the Devil's Lair, the main boss battle seems somewhat easier than the objectives before. For example, the Devil Walker. The time limit needed to complete each of these events differs significantly. While strikes can potentially take from 20 to 35 minutes for the average gamer, raids show their dominance by being able to take up to 5 hours to fully complete. Raid setups tend to go by the MMO term of the Holy Trinity, categorizing each member of a fire team with a specific role as you move through the objective. These are as follows: damage, or DPS, dealing the most damage to enemies and getting through the objective. Healer, making sure everyone has enough health to carry on and stay alive. And tank, taking the attention or aggro of the enemy at hand and taking the damage. But knowing that Destiny does not have a guardian under the role of healer, the warlock then switches its focus over the role known as a support. However, warlocks do not have to be built in this manner. Warlocks also have DPS potential and can be switched if the player desires. The role of support is to make sure teammates are not getting overrun, usually taking on adds so that the DPS is able to focus on the boss. The roles of guardians in Destiny are as follows: Hunter, DPS, Warlock, support and DPS, and Titan as tank, though all guardian classes could be switched to become DPS. Boss battles and raids are complicated. They usually require a constant source of emergency cover, but most of all, you must know the boss's tactics and strategy. Its weak points and hit points are the only way of bringing it down in most cases. Let's use the Devil Walker as an example. A basic Devil Walker has 6 legs, all of which have their own health meter. In order to bring it to its knees, an entire fire team must focus on one specific leg. If not done so, the main health bar of the Devil Walker will reduce significantly slower. If done correctly, the Devil Walker will drop to its knees and expose what is called its core. Shooting the core does approximately 3 times as much damage, in comparison to shooting its legs. This is the quickest and most efficient way, but if you want to only shoot its legs, I give you my greatest regards. So why within the gameplay in the background are we able to use 3 warlocks and still get a decent timing? For that, I have only 3 words. It's a strike. The necessities of the Holy Trinity do not apply nearly as much as they would a raid. Though still utilizing the support and DPS aspect within a single class, the aggro is able to switch evenly between myself, Dado, and Bife. This allows us to distribute all roles between us, and still help each other clear the set objective. Whether or not raids within Destiny will have mini objectives or puzzles is still to be announced or seen. In some cases, the only way to defeat the boss is to complete a set objective in the room, while being attacked continuously. This lowers the boss's damage and health over time. Then another question arises. What happens if one role is lacking or non-existent within the team? If the team is lacking a support or healer, other teammates will be forced to take almost constant shelter, making the time of a raid much longer. In strikes, this usually won't matter, as bosses have limited focus and are potentially not as powerful. If the tank class is absent within a raid, it will force other players to have constant shelter, as there is no specific guardian able to take enemy aggro. If a team is missing a damage class, two things could happen. The boss will take overly long to defeat, making it virtually useless. If it is an advanced boss of higher difficulty, the potential that it will gain health back is possible. If damage is lacking, it could as well allow the boss to get too strong, making it practically impossible to get a shot on. In Destiny, lacking DPS is very unlikely, as everyone holds 3 weapons, their primary, special, and heavy. These along with supers. In some cases in strikes, and raids as well, the boss will not be the most difficult part of the objective. Smaller enemies, known as trash mobs or ads, will begin attacking you, taking your focus off the boss and allowing it to recover, make you back away, and get shots on you. We already know from Devil's Lair that anarchy can occur, but in the hopes that raids are a little more MMO based, it will reward teamwork rather than lone gun or chaos. So let's recap on what's the same and different about both raids and strikes. Raids contain 6 players, the difficulty is vast, roles must be carried out, force teamwork, and can take 4+ hours, though we have already been told by Bungie to lean towards the more part of the statement. And kiting, tanking, damage, and support, etc. are all necessities. Strikes. 3 players, tend to be easier, lessened teamwork is needed, and it can potentially take 20 to 35 minutes. However, both require some level of teamwork. They both have a boss at the end, and you need to fulfill an objective. Destiny seems to be leaning away from the Holy Trinity and more towards a teamwork based aspect, which makes more sense as it is a first-person shooter. Yet, it still seems very balanced. They have created their own triangle of classes and roles. But we do know one thing for certain after playing the alpha. Bungie knows what they are doing, and how to balance and make it the best experience we can have. However, that's all the information we know about these 2 modes within Destiny. If you would like to know more about raiding specifically, I'll have a link in the description to my friend Dado's video, in case you haven't seen it yet. That's all I can say as of now. More videos from the alpha, as well as more information, will be coming soon. I'll see you on the other side. Take care.